we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from the Lakers Fast Break. Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. On the latest Pop Culture Cosmos is the PC Multiverse, wherever you get your podcasts. We're talking pro wrestling because it's the state of pro wrestling, as John Orlando and I go deep into the woods in regards to Survivor Series, what's going on with AEW, and more. Plus, also just talking about more pro wrestling than you can handle. Plus, we talk about the Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame 2025 inductees and are there too many titles in AEW? All that and more with the State of Pro Wrestling, part of the Pop Culture Cosmos, right there for you on, of course, Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. Legends here. My good friend, indeed, he is from I Got Next Sports Media. Go ahead and give him a big shout out there with a like and subscribe. While you're in the liking and subscribing mood this holiday season, go ahead and give us a like and subscribe. Don't forget, if you become a member today for just $2.99 a month right here at the Lakers Fast Break, you will get a lot of my content among the first to do so right there for you at Lakers Fast Break. Plus, you get all those cool emojis and more. So become a member today for just $2.99 a month right here at the Lakers Fast Break. And, Joe probably not going to be here because he's doing something family stuff. So he said his best wishes to you guys out there. Please follow him on the Joe Soro Experiment. He might come at you later tonight with the Joe Soro Experiment on his channel. Also, as well, John Costa also will not be here tonight. He is going to be trying to tape something tomorrow morning. So look forward to that on Lakers Corner, wherever you get your social media. And someone who is going to be here tomorrow at 11 a.m. is the Lakerholics. Laker Tom and Jamie Sweet are going to be there for you, shouting at each other, probably pissing each other off as only they can. Let's see if Laker Tom will give. Yeah, exactly. Let's see if Laker Tom will give Jamie Sweet the middle finger again right on YouTube. So for all to see. So if you are interested in that back and forth, go ahead and join the Lakerholics. I don't know how Michael Heinrich does it because he deals with these guys. L. Rob is not going to be there tomorrow, but Michael Heinrich may, but Jamie Sweet and Laker Tom will. So be there for the Lakerholics tomorrow at 11 a.m., starting your great Lakers weekend right here at the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. Thank you again for joining us. Nick T, you said AR had 17 free throws attempt. That's sad. Well, again, if he's going inside, they're fouling him and they're calling it. What can you do? Boston's game is shooting from three, and they did a lot of that. Coming into today, the Lakers coming off that great and thrilling victory with Rui hitting the three with no time left on the clock to escape Toronto with a 3-point victory. It was a tough game for them. But for Boston, they had the tough, okay, and I say that very loosely, Washington Wizards, as they beat them by only 44 points last night in Washington. Now, an easy flight home for them. They took basically the entire game off. Everything set itself up for a Lakers disaster and a Boston victory in what is no longer a rivalry game, because these teams, those days that we love to romanticize about the Lakers and Celtics from the past, I think we need to come to grips with it. Those days are done because Luka did not get on that plane and fly over here to Boston. LeBron did not manage his sciatica or his foot well enough to go ahead and be ready for today's game. Marcus Smart obviously is so ticked off at the Boston Celtics organization, he didn't get his back in good enough shape to go. So without LeBron, without Marcus Smart, without Luka, the Lakers still headed in tonight on a back-to-back, heading up against the Boston Celtics. And the Boston Celtics, who have been on a hot streak as of late and scored 145 last night, lit up the scoreboard many times again with their three-pointers as they shot, get this, guys. You're not going to like how this sounds when I say this. 54% from the field, 53% from three, 24 of 45 from 3 point.
Ooh, they was cooking.
They were cooking indeed.
Mm,
When you're shooting that well from beyond the arc and you're
there's nothing
making
you can
that
do.
many threes, that spells disaster. And right off
Yeah.
the get go, it was a disaster for the Lakers as they got outscored 39-17 in the first quarter, and basically Boston never looked back from there. The Lakers never got it under double digits. Yes, Nick T said Austin was feasting at the line, struggled in the first quarter. Everybody was talking on online how Jordan Wash was handling Austin Reeves. Well, by the end of the day, Austin padded his stats to 36 points and 8 assists, 15 to 17 at the line. But again, this game was never in doubt. Gabe Vincent chipped in with 18, but Rui, DeAndre, Jake LaRavia all had off games. Nick Smith came off the bench to score 13, but not much else as the Lakers get trounced 126 to 105. Again, 16-6 on the season. That's nothing to sneeze at, guys, and that should be well beyond many of our expectations. I certainly above mine. So I'm not going to sit here and be sad about it because again, 16-6 heading into Philadelphia. If they beat Philadelphia, that's a 2-1 road trip. That's exactly what I would said on the air was going to be. And here today to go ahead and discuss today's game. Good man indeed. Again, please help Legend out at I Got Next Sports Media. It is my good friend Legend. We were on earlier this week with NBA observations. I hope you catch that show out after tonight's post game for here for you guys. I just posted that the other day. Legend, great to have you here. We were talking about all the stuff going down with Giannis and Chris Paul and all that. The Lakers have their own stories to tell, but tonight was not one of them a good story they like to read. But again, I will stress that this is not a game that the team is looking forward to. The team does not mark this on their calendar anymore. It is no longer has that intensity, the rivalry, the feeling that I still have and loathing I still have for the guys in green. They are still my rival, but they are certainly not the Lakers' rival this time when you saw them because just the importance that they had of LeBron not suiting up. Luka again having a second child, so I can't blame him. Obviously, you want to be there for your child when they're born. That's not say that goes without saying. But Marcus Smart, obviously not gearing himself up for a run against his old team. It's just not the same rivalry anymore. And I just again, we're in a modern at a different age. These rivalries in the NBA, they just don't seem to stick anymore.
Yeah, you can definitely tell it's a different generation now. Because back in the 90s, 80s, early 2000s, even the 2010s, you would still most people on the Lakers will get up and be ready to play the Celtics. So you can tell this is a different era. It ain't the rivalry is not the same as it was in the past decades and all. You can tell it kind of, I guess, watered down a little bit. And I'm thinking maybe it watered down some because of the way the NBA is nowadays. Everybody's buddy and the hatred, the rivalry, it ain't there like it used to be. Everybody in the league are pretty much friends with each other, just about at this point. So I feel like they probably had definitely watered it down some. But I'm amazed. They shot 50% the whole game, though. How is that
Couldn't
possible?
miss. Couldn't
Man.
miss. They just couldn't miss as a team. Well, this is how they do it. This is what their offense geared for. And it's not like it's a surprise, Legend, because this is who they've been for years now. And if you're JJ, you have to force them to do other things than to shoot the three. And JJ never guided his team to get them at or above the line, to force them to do different things with the basketball. And if you're going to just let them chuck up threes, that's playing right into their hands. They want to shoot 40 to 50
Mm-hmm.
threes per game. This is who they are. So when Derek White goes 5 of 10, Jordan Walsh goes 4 of 5, Peyton Pritchard and Jaylen Brown go 3 of 7, Sam Hauser comes off the bench, goes 4 of 7, Josh Minot goes 2 of 3, Anthony Simons goes 2 of 4, and Baylor Shireman goes 1 of 2. It shouldn't surprise you because they all have the green light from behind the arc, and it's just up to you as a coach to determine okay, I'm going to make sure these guys don't chuck threes. Let them try to score layups. Let them try to score inside. Let them try to do different things than what they normally like to do with the basketball legend.
Right, and I guess JJ Moore forgot that that's what they usually do in Boston. They love to jack up the threes. They are the definition of live by the three, you die by the three. That's how they've been the last several years. And yeah, you got to force them off the 3 point line. You just can't let them sit in and jack away. Keep jacking them up. I mean, they're gonna get hot. You keep jacking them up like that. But JJ got to learn to make adjustments. Got to learn how to make those changes, and got to get guys out their comfort zone. And I will say though, it's a good thing Ruby hit that shot last night. Man, it could have easily been a 3-game losing streak right now. Then
Yep,
easily.
easily. Again, after that soft performance against Phoenix, heading out onto the road trip, then getting that clutch victory last night, going 1-2 in their last 3 games. That's not a good sign for the Lakers. And it can all get turned around though in Philadelphia if LeBron uh, is anywhere near the player he once was, and that's been a question because he has not looked like the same player he once was even last year. So that's obviously got to be a concern for everybody. I'm hoping Luka will be back. JJ made in a statement earlier today that Luka may be back for Sunday's game, and hopefully that he will because this offense, it's really hard. I know that we talked about earlier this season their miraculous victory in Portland when they won with virtually every major star out of the lineup, and they've won before with Austin Reeves by himself. They won last night,
They did.
with LeBron having a terrible game and Austin based the offense basically supported by Austin Reeves. So that is great, but you can only last for you so long. And against a team that's playing hot right now in the East, they're one of the hottest teams in the East right now in the Boston Celtics. Again, it's just your time's going to run out, and especially if they had a game plan that was going to slow down Austin early before he finally figured things out. But the problem is, by the time he finally figured things out, they were down by 20, and it was too late.
Yeah, I mean, you got to once you get down to a certain point in the game and you like down 20 plus, that's hard to come back. It's hard to dig yourself out of a hole once you get too deep into it. But when do they play Philadelphia? Like when is that
Eh,
game?
on Sunday.
So they got one day of rest then. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume LeBron gonna play that game. Then I'm gonna assume that. I'm
And
not sure about
again,
Luka.
they said Luka may fly to the game on Sunday. Was the report before the game? So hopefully we will have that updated for you as soon as we get a confirmation on that. But again, it is what it is, guys. The Lakers lose 126-105. They're 16-6, still as of now listed as the second best team in the Western Conference.
Yeah, I think the
And
Rockets
again,
will win the game.
yeah, to me, it's still something. Again, I'm trying to keep the positive for people out there, but for people trying to find that line, they're trying to find that close enough niche where they can, justify their existence as far as the Lakers being in that upper realm with OKC. These games should tell you that there is a gap between OKC, the Lakers, and virtually everyone else. I don't see Lakers right now in their current format, even when everyone is healthy, being quite at that level as the OKC Thunder. And it's nights like these that kind of prove it as far as the depth that they truly have.
I'm gonna be right back.
Okay, no worries, no worries. But it is, of course, me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching, listening. Legend still on? You okay?
Oh, I'm gonna hop off for a quick second.
Okay, no worries, no worries. I do want to go ahead and mention Tough So is asking for the last back to back. No. In fact, I can look that up right now for you guys. Again, it is Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching this. We truly appreciate it. My UNLV, a team that my family goes to or has gone to, and that my family still goes to in some cases, is down big as well. So it's not the best of sports nights for me right now. But again, I was not I was expecting this loss because everything set itself for up. As soon as you saw LeBron was going to be out for the game, not that he has been a big help of late in every aspect. He has struggled shooting wise. He's been a good distributor, but also as well he has been still the same defensively, which is to say not good. But um, Craig says there's a Grand Canyon gap between the Lakers and the Thunder. I don't think it's a Grand Canyon gap, Craig. I think the Lakers, if they met up today, would lose maybe 4 games to 1, 4 games to 2 in a series against the Thunder. So it's not a huge gap, but there's still a definitive gap. I understand where you're getting there, Craig. Time to trade for Giannis. Yeah, JSJ, don't facilitate the chat with this kind of false hope because again, the Lakers just do not have enough ass. Even if Giannis said tomorrow, legend, I want to go to the Los Angeles Lakers, it's not going to happen because the
Right.
Milwaukee Bucks, what you just cannot get nothing back for that because there's nothing that the Lakers can give for that. Austin Reeves, you can't, if you trade him, he's not a sure thing to stay with that organization. So it again, guys, don't focus on Giannis because it is just so no worries. But yeah, it's something where legend, these teams that really do not have a shot at Giannis should not just fantasize about them for themselves about having Giannis because it just brings them false hope.
Yeah, you don't want to set yourself up for failure, and that's what I tried to tell somebody the other day. Just cause, like, yeah, you may have all the assets. Just like I said about the Spurs, they got all the assets, but if he don't want to go there, you'd be crazy to give up everything in the world for a year or two. Like that'd be crazy. That'd be almost as bad
Well,
as
like
what Cooper
Atlanta,
did.
like your team Atlanta. Atlanta's been talked about in recent days as far as for a trade package, including Trey Young, Risa Shea, and 4 number 1 draft choices that I think you guys can give up. Even then, if he doesn't want to stay in Atlanta, it's because he has 1 more year beyond
And then
this one
one more
left on
year,
his contract. Yeah, that's going to be a problem as far as it's concerned. If you trade for Giannis, you have to know
he gonna stay.
he's going to stay there.
Exactly. You just can't risk everything in the world for 1 year. It's like, yeah, you can take the Toronto Raptors route. You get a championship and then he's gone. But you saw how they fell apart since Kawhi left and went through a rebuild stage for a couple of years before they got to where they at now to being a pretty good team. You just can't risk it all for 1 year. I feel like to make this deal, you need to ask Giannis, if I trade for you, are you willing to sign the extension towards the end of your contract? I need to know that before I sit here and send all my first round picks and all my assets over to Milwaukee, because at the end of the day, Milwaukee's gonna be the one that's gonna win the most if you decide to leave. I'm the one that's screwed. So I have to make sure. I just can't risk it all. I can't do what Toronto did. That's them. I understand it worked out for them, but I don't want no 1 year rental. I want at least 4 years, at least 4 or 5 years.
Absolutely, because if you don't get a major commitment from him, you're going to give a lot of assets for basically a short-term rental when it comes to Giannis Antetokounmpo. So, if you're in Atlanta, you're in a San Antonio, you're in Houston, you're in OKC, you better know that he's going to commit to you for the next 4 or 5 years before you decide to go ahead and trade for him. Because if you don't, well, in the OKC's case, they could give up a
I
lot
don't
of
know. They should
assets.
do it.
Yeah, if OKC gives up a lot of assets for Giannis, they still have a ton more. So
Yeah,
even if they
and
roll
they
the
don't really
dice,
care too much.
yeah, if they roll the dice, it comes up snake eyes for them. They still got a lot more that they can go ahead and utilize.
Must be
Xbox,
nice.
Xbox, Xbox. Do we need to go ahead and have your head examined, young man?
Hey,
Bronny would have to been the difference. Uh-huh. Yeah. How are you? You are not saying that with a straight face, my friend. I know you. I know you.
yeah,
Bronny came in. He did hit a 3-pointer. He did pass well to the front row of the
hey.
Boston Celtics arena
Vanderbilt be more
because,
of a better difference than him.
yeah, I mean, because I saw 2 amazing passes that didn't go to his teammates, but they certainly went to the guys in the front row. So, just another stellar day for Bronny, but another not so stellar day for the Lakers as they lose 126 to 105. Again, the Lakers are 16-6.
Still
We have
good.
still good. And if anything happens to SGA or Williams once again, and well, Joe is also saying Holmgren, if anything happens as far as an injury, the Lakers have to ready themselves to be right there to pick up the pieces to be able to compete, because I think they can better compete against Denver. I think they can compete against Houston, although Houston, with their offensive abilities and also their athletic defenders, might pose to be a real problem for the Lakers.
Yeah.
I think they can compete with the Houston Rockets. So, saying that, Legend, I don't think they should focus in on are we going to get better than OKC, because realistically they are not. They
All
need to
right.
put themselves into a position that if they're in second place and stay in second place in the Western Conference, that one bad injury away, or two, in the case of OKC, if the injury bug bites them enough, that they can take advantage in a playoff run.
Exactly. You just gotta stay afloat. I mean, that's the best you can do. Right now, Oklahoma's on the road, looking like they probably gonna win 70 games unless they. Well, I don't know. They might still can do that. Even if they start resting their guys, they so deep they can do that. But you never know. Injury bugs start biting you, and people start dropping like flies, and things change. So you just gotta try to hold on to that second place as much as possible, and that's just really the best thing you can do. Your competition right now is Houston and Denver. I think Houston is second place right now after the
Yeah.
Lakers has lost tonight. So it
No,
is
well,
kind of a back and forth for
actually,
them.
let me go ahead and get you the update on it, because I think the Lakers still, as of now, are
Okay, they still second.
the third. They dropped the third because Houston at 14-5. They are not playing. Oh no, they are playing right now, and they're winning at Phoenix. So they'll probably take over second place in the Western Conference with a victory tonight. They'll be 15-5. The Lakers will be 16-6. San Antonio, are they playing right now? Let me check right now on the scoreboard. San Antonio is playing right now, Legend, but they're losing by 14 and late in the fourth, so they will lose.
Mm.
So they'll be 15-7. Denver is not playing tonight. Oh
No,
no,
they
they
beat
are playing.
beating my Hawks right now.
Yeah, they're beating your Hawks right now, so they will probably be. Oh, they'll be tied with the Lakers for third place in the Western Conference. So,
That
uh,
makes that 76 game more important.
yeah, it does. But there's one team that Xbox gave a shout out, and shout out to my good friend Mark, aka Xbox, out there in Australia. Truly appreciate him joining us along with the rest of you guys out there. Once again, the Lakers do lose 126 to 105. They're 16-6 on the season. They fall to third place in the Western Conference. But he wants to hear your thoughts on the Golden State Warriors. No
Hmm.
Steph Curry in the lineup. They're now 11-12 right now as we go into tonight's action. They are they playing tonight, Golden
No, they're
State?
not playing tonight.
They're not playing tonight. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
they're 11-12. What has happened in Golden State?
Oh man, it's been a train wreck in Golden State right now. You got you got Al Horford looking old, pretty much what I expected. Stuff hurt. Teams has got issues right now. You're missing some offense. Pod and a lot of the younger guys just ain't playing as well as you need them to, and that's what affecting us so bad right now. You can't rely on stuffing them to carry. You can't do that. You need them younger guys to step up. So right now, Kaminga has been kind of on and off too. Haven't really been that great. Paz has been a really big disappointment this season, and it's just the young guys ain't showing. They're old, need to get younger. It's like a mix of a lot of things right now. Old, need to get younger. You still need a good center on that team. It's just a lot of issues on that team right now. And then Steph is out too. Doesn't make it even better for you. Looking like a train wreck right now.
It's not looking good at all. Steve Kerr, it doesn't have a contract going forward.
It looking like he's
Uh,
gonna be somewhere else next year.
yeah, exactly. So we'll see what happens with Golden State, but right now it's not looking good as they're 11-12. So that's one of the more disappointing teams in the league. I know that the Clippers have been talked about, Memphis. Dallas, although as of late, Cooper Flag has, as I'll talk to Caliph once he gets back well in NBA observations, because he covers the OKC Thunder. I can say right now, and it's right down there in that area, that Cooper Flag has definitively set himself apart as the rookie of the year. As much as I like Com Knipple, and I thought Com Knipple, if you asked me beginning of last week, who was the rookie of the year, I still was siding for him. In these past few games, Cooper Flag has really done a number. And with Ryan Nembhard, another undrafted guard, seeing the model that Austin Reeves has made is turning from a player undrafted into possibly a rotation player, but also, possibly even something more than that. We'll have to wait and see. What is this boost with Dallas possibly finding a ball handler that actually really works for their system? They've won 3 in a row. Do you think Dallas or a Memphis, which has also had some better times as of late, do you think one of those teams can finally find their way back into the Western Conference conversation?
I would trust the Mavericks to find a way more than the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies gonna have to move on from Ja. I think it's about that time they're gonna move on off of that situation, and maybe a good starter would be good for him anyway. So I would trust the Mavs to make that run and get themselves back in it. Because honestly, if they were like healthy, I don't really think this would be a bad Mavs team. Honestly, I actually think this Mavs team could be in the middle of 6 and 8 type of range if they was fully healthy. So I actually think this Mavs team is not bad. And I'm thinking they're gonna make a run and get themselves back into contentions with, well, they maybe not championship contentions, but get yourself into the play-in situation. Like, especially when you got the Warriors them sliding and Clippers sliding, making it easy to kind of jumping between a lot of people. Trailblazers sliding, Grizzlies, even though the Grizzlies are picking it up a little bit, but they've been sliding too. They got a chance to get right back in it.
Absolutely, they do. And it looks more and more like Denver is going to beat your Atlanta Hawks. So they will be tied with the Lakers at 16-6 in the Western Conference. Also, as well, Cleveland is beating up on San Antonio. So San Antonio will not be moving up in the standings this evening, but just wanted to give you guys heads up. But yeah, there's a lot of disappointing teams right now in the NBA. And I could tell you right now, Portland, uh, after a somewhat promising start, after what happened with Chauncey Billups being arrested, they have fallen on some hard times. They're 9-13. The Memphis Grizzlies, again, they had a little upswing last week, but it's not turned out well so far this week. They're still 9-13. The fact that we're still thinking the Utah Jazz are in play, and with the Oklahoma City Thunder, everything as far as the protections 1 through 8 are writing on how well the Utah Jazz will end up as far as in the lottery concerned. That's going to be interesting. But the Dallas Mavericks and the Clippers, again, the Clippers don't have any reason to tank. Dallas, essentially the same thing. One of or both of those teams have to go ahead and make a run just to respectability, just to try and avoid having them both in the lottery. But yeah, you've seen this Clippers train wreck all week. You've seen what it's been all about. They have obviously had some hard times. They did not like what Chris Paul said in the locker room. And it's just been a really weird situation. The Clippers, like Golden State, they got old really fast.
Really fast, and it showed. And honestly, Gerald, I'm gonna make a prediction. I wouldn't be surprised if Tyler loses his job because of this whole situation too. If they really do the whole clean house thing, because the Clippers is just an absolute train wreck right now. And I'm not sure if you saw that video about Tyler earlier today. He was talking about Chris Paul. I guess they were having practice or something. Yeah, he said he had some things to say about Chris Paul and his little statement, but it's a train wreck, and they got to make a change. You can't keep this going. It's going, dump it, trash it, start over.
Start over indeed. But once again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. It is Legend from I Got Next Sports Media, along with me, Gerald Glassford, not Joe Sorrell. Going to have to go ahead and put my name there. Truly, thanks. Truly, thank you for joining us. Again, the Lakers lose 126 to 105. Yes, Vando, the situation with Vando. I mean, I know some of you guys have pointed that out. Joe and I are delighted by the fact that Jared Vanderbilt is not playing because we did not like the fact that he was extended in the first place because of what he didn't bring you
I'm still surprised
on
they
one
did
place.
that.
Well, that's again when people talk about Rob Pelinka and they try to toot his horn as far as Luka trade, and he did get the Luka trade done, so you have to give him his flowers on that. And he did make some good decisions this offseason with DeAndre Ayton and Jake LaRavia has been, for what they pay, has been okay. Today, not so much, but yesterday, obviously, he gave us such a great lift, but he's going to be off and on for us. Marcus Smart, again, he just can't stay healthy, so you don't know what you're going to get going forward. But again, it was a good shot, it was a good try, uh, and hopefully it will work out for the rest of the season once he gets back on the court. But these are the things we talk about when it comes to Lawrence Frank, who's well thought of normally by a lot of people about running the Clippers. His draft choices have been below par, and with of course Rob Pelinka, some of his evaluations and decisions have been just as not really fruitful and beneficial for the team as well. And this is just one of them. Jared Vanderbilt's taking up a guaranteed slot. It's already bad that you have Bronny James stinking up a spot on this Lakers team with a guaranteed contract for this and another season. You also have Jared Vanderbilt doing the same as well, Legend, and it's going to be for even more, right around $11 million a year.
Yeah, he just basically getting paid to do nothing at this point. And it just, like I tried to explain to somebody the other day when they were saying, well, trade Vando in the Giannis trade. Well, you can't trade him. He has no value right now. What would a team want to do who doesn't get no plans on? As well
You
as we
have
know
to
his
give
liabilities.
you have to give up a draft pick in order to move his contract right now.
That's the only way. You got to give some draft picks and maybe throw in another piece with him too, because by himself there's no value, like zero. And his contract is terrible. Nobody want to spend that much type of money on a person who can't really give you nothing on the opposite side of the ball. He's a liability out there. It's the reason why JJ's not playing the guy, and it's pretty obvious on why it is. If you put him on the court, he's gonna be 4-5 at that point.
And the
It didn't
problem
leave
is,
nothing.
but the problem is, Legend, the Lakers need defense. They need more defense. They need what, in theory, Jared Vanderbilt supposed to provide, but obviously he's not giving you enough on the defensive end
Hmm.
to offset what he doesn't give you on the offensive end. What I've seen this year is that he just doesn't know. Rebounding has been okay. I will give him that. But the man-to-man defense and the things that he is supposed to be doing on the defensive end are just not as good enough with what we need to when we go, like you said, 4-on-5 on the offensive end.
Oh yeah, then that makes it even worse. If you can't even do good in what you're supposed to be special at, that's even worse problem. I mean, no wonder your value is pretty much tanked. So it's like it's kind of hard to get rid of them at this point because you just basically just stuck with some luggage that you can't get rid of right now. And how much longer is your contract?
He has got 2 more seasons, I believe,
Ooh,
after this one. So,
man.
yes. So,
I mean,
yeah.
even if you waive him, it still don't help you out.
No, no, just like Bronny. You're going to eat that money for 2 seasons. Bronny is not done by the end of the season. Bronny is on the books for at least this season with a with a team option for another season after that, which I can safely say at this point they will not pick up. For Jared Vanderbilt, he has a player option in 27-28 for 13 minutes. So he's got this season, next season, and you sure as hell better bet he's going to pick up that $13 million option on the final year of his contract in 27-28, because there is no doubt about that. But yeah, just disappointing. And to see him at this stage, I'm hoping for some sort of revival that JJ can get something out of him because at some point, Legend, just like we talked about Bronny, just like we talked about others, these guys, due to injury or circumstance, they eventually get a look, whether it's a short look or a long look. Like Bronny had his earlier his season, and he just didn't get it done. It's just that
Nope.
simple, and it's looked worse ever since. If you watch the South Bay stuff with Vando, I'm assuming at some point through sheer attrition, through sheer, I guess, inconsistency that our bench has, because our bench is still one of the worst productive benches in the entire league. I'm assuming he's going to get a look once again sometime this season.
I'm assuming he's gonna eventually get it, and I hope Vanderbilt eventually figures things out, because this will be a terrible way to kind of slowly fall out the lead. Because it's like you said, well, Aiden at the beginning of the season, you came here in order to basically turn your career around. If you can't get it done here, I can tell you at that point, if you can't get it done here.
Yeah, I agree, my friend. But we'll see. Again, Jared Vanderbilt, I know a lot of people are asking about him. And again, he'll by chance, by sheer circumstance, get probably another shot with the Lakers. But because his deal is just not really good to be able to trade right now. There's just unfortunately too many years, and again, it's just not really good situation right now for Jared Vanderbilt. But the Lakers do need some type of lift consistently off the bench, and I'm hoping that's one of the things that they can look at. Joe talked about an athletic defender, 3-and-D around the perimeter. That's obviously needed. I still think more size is needed. One more big man is needed to help out with the rebounding, because the Lakers are not exactly the greatest there. And then also as well something to solidify the bench. But again, these are fixes I don't think you can fix all in one season. But if you can at some point down the line, then you may be closing the gap. But it's going to be a little while before you can really tighten the gap between what the Lakers are and what OKC is right now, unless there's some injuries involved.
Yeah, it's gonna take some trades, and I guess you can really say right now, if especially Oklahoma continue to win like the way they're doing, it's gonna get to the point where you don't even worry about number one seed. That's gone. It's over. I think the best thing really to do for the Lakers and anybody else is probably look at that trade deadline and see what you can do, what kind of changes you can make. That's probably like your very last opportunity to make something happen for this season wise, then see what you can do. But the Lakers do need to get a more athletic wing. I agree with you as well, Jerry. Still need to get some size, but they got to improve that bench. So that bench is it's not reliable. Like I'd be amazed at what I see them do. Like
Cena versus Gunther. Gunther is confirmed. Yeah, JSJ, that's fine. Gunther is a great talent. I'm not going to kid you wrong, JSJ, but LA Knight gets no love. He gets no love from the booking office, and he'll never get any love from the booking office, which is a shame, because I think he is over with the crowd. I think he does bring something unique to the WWE, and they choose to constantly poo-poo on him time in and time out again, JSJ. So it is what it is. But again, not a good night for my teams and who I follow, but it is, of course, the Lakers fast break. You know what? This was expected, Legend. You know, that with a schedule, this is what they call a schedule loss, when you don't have three of your top rotation players and one of them being your superstar not in the lineup. But again, going into Philadelphia, for a team like that, for the Lakers, how important is it, especially on a week that they'll be playing here in just a matter of 5 days, the semifinals, or the quarterfinals in the NBA Cup?
I would say this 76er game is, if you're trying to hang on to that second seed, it becomes a lot more important now. Is you kind of got to fight for a lot of these wins. If it gets to the point where you kind of look at it a little bit, Gerald, like how it's beginning to look like how it did last year, where like one or two losses just drop you just like that. So it's looking like it's getting back to that point, because Denver and Lakers are like right there tied up for that third spot right now. So all it takes is one of them just to get another loss, and boom, now you drop the fourth. You know, it's fourth or so. You got it. Feel like it's like a kind of a must win the next game. Just like me play the Spurs, still like a must win. I'm not sure Wemby's gonna be back or not, but it's like it's a must win at this point, because now Houston got the leg up on you, and you know I'm looking like they're gonna win tonight. So
Nick T, I agree with you. They better not overpay Reeves, but when I talk to you guys about Reeves and what you should ask for, and let's say Legend and I are consulting Reeves as his agents and whatnot. You see the numbers that he's doing. You see the
Mm-hmm.
numbers that he's comparing himself to. The numbers that he's comparing himself to are guys that are getting paid the max level.
All stars.
Triple J signed a max contract. Was it a baby max or however? It's a two
I think like
hundred
a baby
million
max.
dollars. Yeah, $200+ million contract is what he signed. Legend. So again, Nick, I agree with you. I'm not sitting here telling you the Lakers better not overpay Reeves, but the problem is when he's averaging these kind of numbers,
Makes it hard not to have to do it.
it makes it hard not have to do it. The way the CBA is set up, the way that the fact that he is right now, Kim and Trae Young. Well, actually, he might have even passed and distanced himself from Trae Young as the most desirable free agent out there. Now, mind you, these teams, Legend, cannot pay
Yeah.
Austin Reeves. They cannot pay Austin
Okay.
Reeves the kind of money and the years because they can only pay him like 4 years, 180, as opposed to the Lakers. I could think of 251. So the years and the money go towards the Lakers, but still, if he decides to test the market, he can get a lot of money nonetheless.
Yeah, he's gonna get paid this summer. There's no doubt about that. I just kind of agree with Nick. I just hope that they don't do that, but at the same time, it's like your hands are tied up at this point. He's putting up these numbers. I'm like, I kind of got to. It's like you almost don't have a choice in this matter. And then plus, if he might get to add all stars to that resume this year, then you might add in either first, second, or third All NBA on the. It's even more money you got to pay now. So it's like you might end up paying more than what you really want to, but you won't have a choice. It's either that or you're gonna walk. It's gonna be one or the other, and you don't want to walk. So you might have to just pay the money and hope you don't do what some NBA players do when they get paid. Just hope that don't happen.
Saving Soul says Reeves, Rui, Vando for Giannis. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
That's not gonna happen. That's
Reeves
too
and
weak.
Rui, they don't want. I don't think they want expiring contracts in Milwaukee.
They want picks.
They want picks and they want players they can build around. And Reeves, you could try to sign him, but you can't sign him for the full 5 years, like he can if he stays with the Lakers. So similar to what Luka experienced by getting traded to the Lakers, he couldn't sign the kind of same deal that he could have had he stayed in Dallas. So I think it's a year less or what. It's a substantial amount less than what he could have made had he stayed in Dallas. So yeah, it's something that it's just not possible, guys. And it just again, the harder you try to wedge Giannis in here, the harder it's going to be for a trade to happen. It's just something you guys got to just go ahead and come to grips with that the Lakers just don't have enough assets. Your Golden State Warriors don't have enough assets, in your
Mm-hmm.
opinion, that you've said on the show, that don't have enough assets to get Giannis any realistically as well.
Yeah, they don't have the asset either. And I mean, you don't have enough first round picks to even make this interesting. Yeah, you can throw Jonathan Kuminga in there, maybe pause, but that's not enough to them to make it worthwhile. I feel like for them, they're gonna want to play. They're gonna want a player that young, up and coming, and probably about 4 or 5 first round picks. There's only very few teams in the league that can probably give all that together. We know Oklahoma and Spurs both can do it. Everyone else is kind of up in the air how you make it work. Hawks maybe, but I kind of see why people keep saying it goes back to the Spurs the most. They're set up to do it. They got all the great young pieces that they don't mind giving up, knowing that's rising and coming. And they got a good amount of picks. So I mean, I understand Lakers fans want to get them, but it's just kind of unrealistic. It just, can't get lucky twice.
Nick T says, you think if Reeve plays for a low market team, does he get 17 free throws? Well, Shea plays for one of the smallest
Yeah.
market teams in the NBA, and he averages quite a few free throws himself. So He is just that good. He has learned that style of fishing for free throws. He has utilized, whether we like it or not, because it's not a fun game to watch when he goes fishing for free throws, guys. I'm not going to sit here and tell you differently. But Austin is now, with the James Hardens, the SGAs, at one time, Luka still fishes and does a great job of fishing for fouls. Those guys fish for fouls, and it doesn't matter if they were on the Washington Wizards, doesn't matter if they were on the Oklahoma City Thunder, they they would still get almost as many, if not just as many free throws as they're getting in LA. It's not a
They,
matter of what jersey they're wearing, Nick T. It's just the fact that that's the style of game that they play.
yeah, they just that good at drawing fouls. I mean, you can sit here and say it all day, man. Stop fouling. It's so hard to guard it. You can't help it. I mean, once you figure it out, which they shown, Austin Reeves, SGA, they don't figure it out. They know how to draw fouls left and right. They can live on the free throw line. They're the type of players you kind of hate to go against in the last 2 minutes of a ball game and it's tight. And you're in the bonus, yeah, you kind of hate to go against them. But they're going to live at the free throw line mostly. So, I mean, hey, they the new James Hardens of this era.
Theo says Lakers fast Jerry West was averaging 12 free throws attempted in 1960. Was he free throw merchant fishing? Tells you right there. You'd have to watch his games, Theo. To see, as far as a regular game, if he was an expert at fishing for free throws. Obviously, he knew what he needed to do to get the free throw line. So, in a way, you could say he was an expert at getting free throws. It's a skill, it's an art. I don't like it personally because it slows the game out. It slows the game down when you're trying to fish for calls, when you're trying to look for calls. It slows the game down. It slows the rhythm of the basketball game. So I don't love it. But Theo, yes, if you say he averaged 12 free throws a game, he was an expert at getting to the line. He knew what he needed to do to go ahead and entice you as a defender to get you to make you smack him on the wrist, to make you get him on the arm, to make you go ahead and provide contact to him to get him to the line, to have the refs call it and get him to the line. So again, if you're saying was he a merchant? Yeah. If he averaged 12 free throws, the proof's in the pudding right there. But if he's the best at it, more power to him. And if these guys can get to the line, they're not manipulating the system, they're not abusing the system. They're just taking what these refs and the league are giving to them when they're going to line. The James Hardens of the world, the Trae Youngs of the world, the SGAs of the world. They're taking advantage of every rule as far as it's concerned to their advantage. They're getting the contact and they're getting the calls. And it doesn't matter if they're on the Minnesota Timberwolves or the Los Angeles Lakers. If you know how to fish for fouls, quite often, unless the refs stop calling those incidental contact, then you're going to get those calls. It's just that simple, guys. You have to come to grips with this. You have to come to grips with this. Unless those refs make a concerted effort not to call those ticky-tack fouls, they will continue to get to the line. And that's the thing. There was a period last season where they didn't call as many of those fouls, that the Hardens of the world and the SJs weren't getting to the line as much. But again, they fall back on their old habits, these refs, and they're calling it as they see it, and they're calling that contact no matter how incidental it may be to those guys.
Yeah, you just got like what Joe just said in the chat. Stop fouling.
Stop
It's
fouling.
simple. Stop fouling.
I would get to the point where guys are putting their arms behind their back and all that just to make sure that they're doing it. Maybe they should do that then. Okay, because they're obviously going to call it on SGA and for SGA, Luka, AR. They're going to call it for those guys because they know exactly how and what the refs will call on most occasions. So
that's all you can really do.
Craig updated us. Thank you, Craig, for the update. Grizzlies beat the Clippers 107-98. Clip's going to clip. SB, what's going on, my friend? Hopefully all is well with you. No LeBron hating for you today, SB, because he wasn't in the game today, although you probably find a way to hate on him for that. But once again, it is the Lakers losing 126-105. Legend, it's been great to have you here. But before we head on out and before I close out the show with what's going on here with the Lakers fast break, wanted to go ahead and hear your thoughts on what you got cooking for I Got Next Sports Media, my friend.
Right now I am getting ready tonight to get ready to schedule my show on Sunday to talk about the latest news going on in the NBA with the LeBron record being broken, will end it, and then Chris Paul situation. Probably gonna get ready to talk about the bowl games for a little bit on my end, and then Gerald, I'm gonna send you that invite. We can talk about it. I know this Sunday we're gonna know where everybody's playing at this Sunday.
Well, they looking good for UNLV, my friend. They better head to that Xbox Bowl or the Tostitos Bowl or the what we were talking about last night as far as the food bowls that we're talking about last night, because that Pop-Tart Bowl. So yeah,
Yeah, the
absolutely
Cheeto Bowl.
ridiculous. Theo, shout out to you, my friend. Theo, shout out to you. Yeah, and again, it's not. I don't say it back in a mean way, but again, the proof's in the pudding, Theo, and everybody out there. When you're averaging 10 to 12 free throws a game, it obviously shows that whether it doesn't matter the generation. It sounds like what the refs will call and won't call and what you can get away with in doing it. It's not illegal. It's just the
They
refs.
figured the game out.
Yeah, and it's up to the refs to, you know what? I'm going to let that go. Oh, it's a little contact. You know what? I'm going to let that go. I'm play on, and then the players will adjust to that. The good players will adjust when they don't call it, because guess what, Legend? In the playoffs, they don't call it as much. They let
Exactly.
more contact to go. So it's up to these players who feast at the free throw line to figure out other ways to score the basketball and other ways to go ahead and recoup their points and help their team win games. Yeah, the Family Dollar Bowl.
Family Dollar Bowl. Oh, Sammy, I know it was a bad loss, man. It is
Yeah.
what it is. It's what it is for the Hawks, man.
Yep. And yeah, he's hurting too. Legend is just like we are, because his Hawks, like you said, Sammy, were up by 25 and
And they
choked
choked.
it. Yeah, they choked. Legend tells you like it is, even for his teams. If Golden State's bad, tell you're doing the bad. If
They trash.
if the Hawks choked, then the Hawks choke. I'm kind of mad at Phoenix, coming off that big victory on the road against the Lakers, and then they go to Houston and lay an egg there. So yeah, it's great to see Dylan. I'm sure Dylan Brooks is doing a lot of squawking right there against Houston. So absolutely, Sammy, thank you. Appreciate the compliments.
Appreciate that, Sammy. Appreciate that.
Yeah, that's very kind of you. I appreciate it. Again, there you go. SB's like everywhere here in the U.S. It's chilly or cold or snowy or rainy, and he's there in Australia where he's got 100-degree days here as far as in Australia for him. So
Yeah,
I
James
hope you're
Madison
enjoying
in
the
the
weather.
room.
Yeah, I hope you and Mark enjoy the weather. Jeremy, I hope you're enjoying the weather down under. Mark, I hope you're enjoying the view that you have in Surfer's Paradise, and I'll just leave it at that. But once again, Sammy says they are missing Booker. Yeah, that is because he did the groin injury. But
Yeah.
Sammy, he only played in 10 minutes of the
Man, it
Lakers.
looked like he wasn't missing nothing. He was gone.
I don't know how much I
Oh
mean,
my
for
god.
Lakers fans, yeah, I don't know how much we
Wow.
can hold on to that because he only played 10 minutes in the Lakers game. So,
Well, this game is over with. James Madison won this.
Nick T says, be honest, Gerald. I'm always honest. I never BS you, Nick T. I always call it like it is, and I tell it like it is, and I tell it like I see it. So don't tell me to be honest because I'm always honest. You don't see it's a problem to have a backcourt averaging over 10. I didn't say it was a problem. I didn't say I never said to you that it wasn't a problem. I never said it to you that it was an issue. Told you. I just told you, Nick T, that it ruins the flow of the game when you're constantly calling foul after foul after foul after foul and they're going on a parade to the free throw line. I never said that wasn't a problem. I just told you it ruins the flow of the game. But if they're doing it, if they know they can get away with it, if they know what the refs will call and won't call, they're taking advantage of it. That's what they're feeding their points on. I didn't say I didn't have a problem with it because I don't like it. I don't enjoy watching it as a basketball
Yeah.
fan, Nick.
He got
But it
23 points,
is.
right?
Yeah. Say, go ahead, Legend. I'm sorry.
I was saying I see Dylan Brooks got 23 in this game.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. Dylan Brooks
He's
got
a
20.
minus 24 too, though.
Yeah, there you go. Talking the smack. There you go. Poke the bear, indeed. But Nick, again, I'm not telling you it's not a problem. I'm just telling you they're taking advantage of what the league is giving them now, what the refs are giving them now. Of course, I'm being honest. I'm always honest with you guys on the air. That's why we're the best we are. Is because we're honest and upfront and we don't BS you and we call it like it is. We don't give you shiny, happy stuff out there. When I'm positive about the Lakers, it's the fact they're exceeding my expectations. They're 16-6. This is the team that I predicted for fifth in the Western Conference. I am happy that they're competing for second place in the Western Conference. And you guys should be too, because right now, with the kind of roster that they have and the weaknesses that they have, second place is pretty darn good that they should be competing for right now behind a very, very, very good OKC team. But Nick, yeah, I have a problem with it as a fan watching it. I do not like a parade of free throws, but they are taking advantage. Players like them, players like SGA, players like Trae Young when he's back healthy, players that typically go and fish for fouls. It it's a disruption to the game, but that's how they get their points during the regular season, Legend. It's up to them to adjust in the playoffs when those ticky-tack fouls aren't being called as much, Legend, and they actually have to go ahead and produce the way they normally can through their drives and jump shot shooting in the playoffs and be able to commit then. But right now, this is what you see on a regular day during a Friday during the season.
I mean, that's why you saw James Harden in the past struggle in the playoffs, can't get them calls. Kind of why you saw Austin Reeves struggle them last 2 years, not getting them calls. It's a different ball game. You can't get them calls.
But he's got them calls now, and
Yep.
that's why he's averaging 27 points a game. And again, I agree with you, Nick. Would be concerned about how much you're going to commit to him. But Nick, if you, me, and Legend are his agents right now, you're salivating. You are salivating
He's gonna
at
make
the
money.
kind of he's gonna make a ching. And I'm so scared it's going to be an overpay on the Lakers' part. I am very scared of that, guys. I'm not going to sit here and tell you differently because will he be able to continue to produce at this high level? His defense is still a question, especially in a playoff run. Absolutely. All those things that you guys have said over the years, it doesn't fall on deaf ears. I get it. I understand it. But the reality of the situation, just like the Lakers don't have the assets to make a Giannis trade, if the Lakers commit to $50 million a year for Austin Reeves, that could be something where may not be the greatest thing in the world. But again, it is what it is. But yeah, I don't like watching a parade of free throws. It is not fun to watch at all.
It's boring to watch.
Yeah, but it's unless the league decides to change its mind once again, it's going to keep on happening for these guys. But Legend, Joe said, "Don't ever ask me a question without talking to me first." Joe, even in the chat, Nick, he's there for you now, Nick. He's there for you now. But once again, I want to thank everybody, and especially want to give a big thank you to Legend. A big shout out to Cool Bro, and also as well Tough So for being on the stage for playback. We'll be back tomorrow, guys. The Laker-holics, Laker Tom and Jamie Sweet will give each other the finger. And Michael Heinrich will probably be totally embarrassed watching these guys
Get your popcorn ready.
Exactly. Get your popcorn ready. Laker-holics for tomorrow at 11 a.m. They'll be right there for you. But I want to go ahead and again mention, it is Christmas time. It is gift giving time. I really think if you guys out there want a unique gift to a Lakers fan, a sports fan, or a pop culture fan, please consider going to @DripShowShop on Instagram or Twitter. It is really in your best interest to do so. Look at this pillow right here with Kobe and Gigi. The quality on that is absolutely tremendous. You've seen the stuff with Joe, with his hats, with his shirts, with the canvas art. You see the canvas art right behind the Christmas tree right there. If I could actually get out of the way, moving my head out there. There we go. With Luka and Kobe right there. That kind of quality you can get, and you don't have to make it a Lakers themed one. You can make it I'm sure if you asked him if you got a Swiftie in your life, if you got someone out there, Sabrina Carpenter, if you got someone out there that loves Tron or Dune or K-pop Demon Hunters or something out there pop culture related, he'll probably do it for you too. But you have to start with following him on Instagram or Twitter. It is at Drip Show Shop indeed. And big shout out to my friends. If you're in Las Vegas and you're within the sound of my voice, head on over to Retro City Games. This weekend, they are doing their $1 special for video games. That's right. They have an entire stock of $1 video games at their Henderson location. If you are interested in ultra cheap video games, head on over to my good friends at Retro City Games and then go ahead and check out what they're doing right there with all of their stores in Las Vegas as well. So Legend, great show. Again, we got compliments. Got people talking. It's funny because all I've had is for Joe and I talking smack in the comments. They said someone said I had a lousy take on Dylan Brooks because I said he wears out his welcome, which he has done before, and it's been documented. Maybe he didn't have the time to do so in Houston yet, but I think the Houston could have seen that coming. But right now it works. His stuff works up front. I don't know if it works 2-3 seasons from now, but again, we'll wait and see in Phoenix. But and I know Joe was compared to Charles Barkley with his takes this week, so love it when we get compliments, my friend. But any last thoughts before we head on out?
I'll just say, good show, everyone. Hope everyone getting ready for Christmas. Get your shopping out the way, and we'll see you on Sunday for the next game.
Absolutely, guys. I still got some tree trimming to do, spicing up the studio for the Christmas holiday season. But again, please support Legend by liking and subscribing. I Got Next Sports Media. For me, Gerald Glassford, I go ahead and give you guys among the first to get some of my other content from the Pop Culture Cosmos, Inside Sports Fantasy Football, and NBA Observations. If you want to see it first or among the first, go ahead and become a member today for just $2.99 a month. And then don't forget to like and subscribe. I hear shout out to DBSH. He's on the road to 100,000 subscribers. Doing great for him. Yo! But help us out. Get us on the road to 100,000 subscribers. I would love to have that medal thingy, that the award thingy that YouTube gives out to people that hit 100,000 subscribers. That would be awesome. So help us out by liking and subscribing today to get the latest notifications from I Got Next Sports Media, if you like and subscribe with him, or also as well with tomorrow with the Lakerholics and Sunday with Playback and the Philadelphia game right here at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. Have a great weekend, everyone, and be safe.